I've started to notice that a lot of the fighters are coming to Dubai, and I don't know whether it's a weather thing or why do you come and train here in Dubai? Because that's where we first met. We met in the gym while you were there, and I remember like the first day that I saw you, you were doing your usual training, and I was just like, that guy's on a mission. he's on a mission, mate. I didn't see you rest for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I think, well, it's a funny story because I wasn't intentionally planning on coming here and staying here. It was my mate's stag do.
No way, and that's what brought you out.
And 52 of us came out here in just before COVID. And we came out, went to the 5.
Yeah, as you do, right? When
As
you come out
come
here.
on,
Yeah,
lad.
yeah.
And then I'd never been to Dubai. Never had no intention of coming to Dubai either. It was not even on my list of places to go. And landed, did 5 days in there. And then I'd always seen my mate had been to TK MMA and I just thought it looked really cool. So I thought, day 5 came around and you know when you're just not ready to go home? I was like, I'm not ready to go home yet. Extended a couple more days turned into a few weeks and then months, and as it does, and here we are today. I just every time I leave here I want to come back. I've got that feeling now, so yeah, I'm buzzing.
It's crazy. There's a lot of people who say, I'm going to move to Dubai, stay for a year, save some money and go back, and then 8 years later I'm like, you're not planning to go back yet. kind of
I
thing.
mean, why would you want to, mate? It's got everything on your doorstep. Even the training, like you said, is really picking up now. The fighters are all coming here. Some for tax reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Some for fight
We're not
reasons.
going to drop any names. But
Some for sun reasons. You know, there's loads of reasons, but this is, it feels like home now. It does.
It can do that really quickly, right? Like before you know it, you're just like, no, I'm really comfy here. That's like really cool.
I've been to a lot of places in the world, fought in a lot of countries and been all over the place, and something here felt like home. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And even when I went back to Manchester, I'm still looking at Skyscanner and going, I want to go home, even though Manchester's where I lived my whole life. So yeah, I'm buzzing, mate. Since I landed back, I've just been like doing the rounds, you know, even the sunsets. Everything's just different in Dubai, innit?
Yeah. Is it what you expected? Like when your mate was first like, let's go to Dubai, was it one of those you just thought it was going to be like, and then a desert in the background, a camel just chewing a bit of grass, and then, just the cliche.
Literally, that's all you hear is horror stories back
in
in the UK of, wow, if you do anything at all, you're getting 1,000 lashes and 1,000 years in prison. And you're like, wow, I don't want to ever go there. What a big misconception that is.
It's crazy, right?
And like, I'm so glad that I actually didn't listen to anybody and just went with my gut to come here. I didn't really have a choice. He forced me. He's like, listen,
exactly.
if you're going to be my mate, you're going to have to come. And I'm glad that he did, because it really opened my eyes after being here for 5 days. It just wasn't enough. Then 5 weeks weren't enough. 5 months weren't enough. And then I was like, you know what? This is the place for me.
Yeah, it's amazing. Because I remember one of my friends was coming out here and she was like, oh, I'm going to have really weird tan lines, having to wear a full body bikini and all that stuff. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, there's people in G-strings on the beach here. Like, there's people in booty riders in the mall. It's normal. Like, there's a certain couple of set of rules which are just like, mate, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Don't do this. There's 3 or 4 that are major.
Yeah.
But everything else is just chilled, man.
I remember like that story on the news where about it must have been 10 years ago now, where someone kissed someone on the beach and got, and that was all we knew about Dubai.
Exactly.
I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it wasn't that. I think they were doing a bit more than kissing on the beach, bro. And to be honest, no, because it changes you. Because I remember, because I grew up in London, and it would be, let's just say, 18 degrees, and I'd have my tits out in Tesco's, mate.
Yeah.
Like, I'd literally be walking through the aisles,
Literally.
topless. And then after living here for a while, when I went back on holiday, I was just like, have some class, mate. Like, you don't need to be topless. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, because here you don't see people walking around in the street topless unless they're at the beach or the whatever. And it kind of made me change my way of thinking. I was like, yeah, you're kind of right. I don't need to be just walking around topless everywhere. It doesn't make sense.
Well, here, I mean, like you said, I don't like the fact that when I first come, it was 2 years ago now when I first came, it is changing. It's getting a bit more west every time I come, and I don't like that in a way.
Yeah.
I want to preserve what I first felt when I got here, and I feel now like, oh, I'm in Manchester now then.
Yeah, bro. I totally agree with all of that, man. So it's like there's new things changing. Like, for example, before,
the work week.
Yeah, and before you couldn't live with a girl, or you couldn't, do any of that. Now all these guys are worried because you can do whatever you want and like, trapped, bro.
The proper change everything to accommodate the West, and I'm like, no.
Don't. Yeah, the weekends as well. I used to like having Friday and Saturday off. Yeah.
I used to love getting one step ahead and a Sunday's a Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm on the ball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm on the ball from Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they had to really, because it was that many here.
Yeah,
People were like, listen, we've got multi-billion-pound companies.
Yeah.
You better change the work week or we're getting off.
Yeah, but let's just hope they don't follow the taxes and all that madness, bro, because it's nice not paying anything right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't want me getting off as well. Start doing all that.
Exactly. So let's talk about your upbringing and Manchester itself. I mean, it's not the safest place, so I can see how it would have bred a monster.
Yeah.
Why does somebody become a fighter?
Fucking good question. I just wasn't good enough at football.
Yeah.
And that's literally the truth. Like, played football for years, got to a decent level, county level, was captain of the school team, etc., all that. And then just, like, got to, like, 14, 15, 16. It was getting really competitive, as it is in England.
Yeah.
And got a couple of friends now that did make it. Rashford, Lingard, we all grew up together. Ravel. And I just wasn't them. And it got to the point where I started doing MMA when it first came out. I've been in this sport for 16 years now. And, like, it was just like a DVD. Oh, it wasn't even a DVD. It was a VHS at the time. You'd put in and watch Pride from Japan.
Yeah.
And your mate would get it and go, oh, yeah, I've got this. And you'd watch it. And that's how it kind of how it started. And then I started doing it. And then I had to make a life decision. Like, are you good enough at football? Do you want to crack on with this? This is something new. There was no real, you wasn't going anywhere with it because there was no like, oh, if you do this, you'll get to there. Because there was no like progression steps. Like football, your academy. Oh, you can kick a ball back, you're in an academy. You get everything looks like your bills are paid. And that's it. You're set for the rest of your life.
I have the same upbringing as you, bro. I was playing football as well.
Yeah.
But the thing I want to, let's bring that mic down just a little bit and a bit closer to you. Bit closer. Yeah, there we go. The thing I want to, thing is, you could have done anything from football. Where do you go from, okay, I might not make it back from football, so I'm going to get punched in the face for the next 19 years? Like, where's that? Because, look, a lot of people like to train.
Yeah.
I like to do jiu-jitsu. I like to do sparring. I like to do that stuff. But I don't want it enough or like it enough to be like, this is going to be my life. Like, I'm going to get punched in the face as my career.
I mean, yeah.
Where's that switch inside that goes?
I think it definitely is something you're born with. It must be. Like, I've tried to pinpoint so many times. My mum doesn't do anything. My dad doesn't do anything. My cousins, nobody's athletic. Nobody eats healthy. Just come from a standard Manchester household where everyone just works and does that. So it's not even like I can go, yeah, but my uncle or...
Yeah, my uncle used to.
Nah, nobody. Like, my next door neighbour used to do it. And then I used to come home from school and I used to go to his fights and all that. And then he had a bit of respect in the neighbourhood. He had a nice car. And I thought, maybe if I start doing a bit...
Yeah. That must be it then, for other people's respect. So it's like,